trying to put on makeup, and I'm looking around like, did I bring anything and stuff? I brought one dress, so I'm like, okay, wear a dress. And so we go to the show, and it's fucking amazing. She actually sings. She doesn't lip sync, which you don't see anymore. And so it's a great, fantastic show. I've seen her like 5 times. I've hosted award shows that she's performed in. She's really the real deal, and she's amazing. So I'm still gonna make fun of her. She was fucking right now. She's 12. Anyway, allegedly. And so then we're sitting there, and there's no Renee, and I'm thinking, okay, good, and then he fucking rolls up, right? So then he comes in about 4 songs in, and I'm sorry, like I said, he's an old man, and he's got like the Vegas tacky stripe suit, and like Swarovski crystal glasses, and he's just bad. And so you know the fucking rumor, right, is that he gambles away all her money. Yes, all right, so Barbara Walters, who, once again, will cut a bitch. She will cut a bitch. She is, fearless in her way. So there's a pretty famous interview where Barbara Walters sits Celine down, and she's like, Celine, there are rumors that your husband, whatever, Angelina, has gambled away your fortune, that you have worked so many years and so hard for. There are rumors that your husband has gambled away millions of dollars that you have earned singing in your concerts, night after night. Naturally, I have to ask you if these rumors could be true. Are they true? Could they be true? And so, so that's the rumors that like she makes the money and then he just fucking gambles it away. So then Celine's answer was, well, it is true. Renee has his gambling and I have my shoes. Okay, so it's fucking true if that's her answer. Like, I'm thinking, well, honey, you didn't buy $15 million of fucking shoes. So right away I have like fucking issue with Renee, So, because I don't buy it. Even though I make fun of her, I'm like very protective of her. So, sure enough, the show happens, it's amazing. I'm crying like 17 times. I'm not kidding, I cried 17 times in that show. And then afterwards, we go backstage. And so it's just me and my boyfriend and Renee Angelil for 15 minutes alone. So fucking awkward. So we're sitting there, and he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't remember meeting me. And I've met him several times. I've done like a video message for their anniversary. Like I said, I've hosted shows where I've introduced her and stuff like that. And so he sees me, he's like, nice to meet you. And I was like, hi, I've met you 5 times. And anniversary again, nice to meet you. Okay, let's play that. And so it was just when he's like, the World Series of Poker is in town. And I'm like, oh fuck. And Celine had mentioned it during the show, I swear to God. So she's singing, and then she's like, I don't know if you know, but Vegas is a city alive with so many activities, and I don't know about you, but my husband is loving the World Series of Poker. Oh my gosh, anybody else? And the whole audience is like, no. My husband didn't gamble away $50 million. And she actually mentioned it during the show. So I'm thinking of that fucking Barbara Walters interview, and he's like, well, I love it. They're all here, Mike Madison and Emmys. And I said, well, you guys have been on a world tour recently. Do you find you like traveling the world and doing the giant stadium shows, or Caesar's Palace? Vegas is my town. I'm like, oh shit. So then finally, it just seemed like forever, right? So finally Celine comes in, and she's a breath of fresh air, and she was just adorable. She had just skinny jeans and top, and she looked truly radiant. And like I said, I made fun of her a lot. So I just stand up, and I'm like, oh, really great show, this is incredible. And she couldn't have been nicer. I think she just lives in a bubble of like music and her kids, because she's all about those kids that somehow she had. And so, that guy isn't shooting blanks, I don't know who the fuck is. And so, but she's all about the children, so she has little Rangers, and then she has 18-month-old babies, and they're twins, and they're so cute, so I cannot even stand how cute they are. Do you have children, Kathy? No, and I don't want to hear about yours. No, I didn't say that. I think I just said I was barren. I was keeping it light. So anyway, I will admit, there really was a little bit of a language barrier because French is her primary language, and when you're trying to make jokes, and I was nervous, and of course I was speaking too fast, and just being a fucking nut job in general. And so she was being adorable, but what I love about her is that, and the reason she's in my act is, she is legit crazy. She cannot help but be who she is, who's a fucking talented nutbag. And that's what I love about her. So what I realized is, she's one of those singers, and I know a couple of musicians that are like this, but she can't help herself from bursting into song. So I didn't, of course you would never think, I'm in a little, not a little, I mean, I'm in a beautiful dressing room, but it's a room with only Celine and the husband and my boyfriend, and then she fucking starts to sing. It was, let me tell you, for a gay boy from Forest Park, Illinois, this was a dream come true. So she cannot help but burst into song. So in the show, she does a James Bond medley. So I'm just talking to her and complimenting her. I said, wow, you really go there, Celine. I mean, you sing fucking Goldfinger? That is like the hardest song to sing in the world. She's like, well, you know, I love this Goldfinger! And touch! Like that. And she, right? You're sitting in a room with Celine and she just starts singing. So I'm looking at the boyfriend like, get the camera. And because you don't want to ask for a picture with like a big star like that, but I'm kind of thinking nobody's gonna fucking believe this. We gotta document this in some way, shape, or form. She just sang Goldfinger in a room on a couch. And so now I'm trying to egg her on because I can't resist. So I'm like going, oh, and leave it to you to cover the Roy Orbison classic. I drove all night to get to you. Like she just sings whatever I say accidentally. So you know I'm on Titanic. I'm not stopping. And so I'm like, oh, well, you know what, Celine? You're that type of act that people will come from anywhere to see, near, far, wherever, like that. So it was like a fucking jukebox. It was so heavenly. So then she said something, I have to tell you, that was such a compliment. She actually said to me, well, you know, remember, I want you to keep me in your act because I want to feel like I am hot. And I was like, you're in. Trust me. You're in. Relax. So then she said this great thing. She gives me a hug and she goes, well, keep doing what you do because you know what? We love you because you're crazy. And I go, no, you're crazy. Why? She's like, no, because you're jokes, you're crazy, and that is what we love. I go, no, okay, but I need to win this argument. You're fucking legit crazy. I'm joking. All right, so then, it was the craziest. I'm so glad my boyfriend was there. Like, see, okay, so then I said to her, and we've been talking for about 15 minutes, I said, you know, Celine, you and I actually have something in common that people, you know, you wouldn't think we have anything in common, but we do have one thing, which is I am so frenetic and high energy that sometimes people might think I'm on coke or something, and I have this joke that if you came to my house and put a gun to my head and said, get me some coke, you'd have to kill me because I wouldn't even know where to get it. And then Celine goes, I'm not on the cocaine. Of course, I'm not, nobody thinks you're doing drugs. No, the joke is, you are so high energy that it's as if someone came to your house with a gun and said, I'm not leaving, but I'm not doing cocaine. I go, no one on the planet thinks you do drugs. Like, no, you're good. So I said, but it's, what I'm saying is I'm that way too, where I might seem crazy, but if someone came to my house, they would have to, and they should go, oh no, I'm like that too. Because if someone came to my house with a gun,